Good morning and happy Friday to everyone. Hope your week has gone according to plan. And we will take a look at everything that's going on here in a moment. But welcome to Mornings with Michael, brought to you for informational and educational purposes only. So let's get right to the news. Bank of Japan said it intends to conduct an examination of its past monetary policy, which will take 1 to 5 years. While the new forward guidance removed a dovish reference that rates will be at present levels or lower, but retained that it will add more easing if necessary, and will continue easing until 2% price target is hit. Tokyo April CPI above expected, 3.5% year over year versus 3.3% consensus. Russia Deputy PM Novak said OPEC Plus does not see the need for further oil output cuts this year, but is always able to adjust prices. Amazon shares initially 11% on results and now has headed lower on AWS, the website comments, Amazon Web Services. EPS 31 cents versus estimate 21 cents. Beazer Homes, BZH, second quarter EPS $1.13 versus 82 cents. Boston Beer, SAM, quarter one EPS loss of 73 cents versus estimated loss of 31 cents. Columbia Sportswear, COLM, quarter one EPS 74 cents versus estimate 78. IMAX, IMAX, EPS 16 cents versus 13 cents. Mondelez, MDLZ, first quarter EPS 89 cents versus estimate of 80. Skechers, SKX, first quarter EPS $1.02 versus 61 cents. In energy, Chevron, SVX, quarter one EPS 355 versus 341. ExxonMobil, which is breaking out, it looks like today, quarter one adjusted EPS $2.83 versus estimate of 259. First Solar, FSLR, shares fell 8%. First quarter EPS 40 cents versus $1.02. Ouch. First Energy, FE, first quarter EPS 60 cents versus 63 cents. Southwest Energy, SWN, first quarter EPS 31 cents versus 28 cents. On to financials. Fed emergency bank loans rose 155.2 billion from 143.9 billion the prior week. Capital One Financial, COF, quarter one EPS 231 versus estimated 392. Wow, that's a big difference. Fair Isaac, FICO, FICO, second quarter EPS 478 versus estimate 504. Hartford Financial, HIG, $1.68 versus $1.72. LPL Financial, LPLA, first quarter EPS 449 versus estimate 433. Principal Financial Group, PFG, quarter one EPS $1.48 versus $1.49. Digital Realty Trust, DLR, first quarter $1.66 versus $1.64. On to healthcare. Amgen, AMGN, first quarter EPS 398 versus estimate 385. Dexcom, DXCM, 12 cents versus 15 cents. Gilead, GLID, $1.37 versus $1.54. RMD, ResMed, third quarter EPS $1.68 versus $1.59. Accolade ACCD, fourth quarter EPS loss, 42 cents in line with consensus. Industrials and Materials, Allison Transmission, first quarter EPS $1. Chemours, CC, adjusted EPS 98 cents versus 47. Hub Group, first quarter EPS $1.88 versus estimate $1.84. Level 3, Harris Technologies, LAX, quarter one adjusted EPS 286 versus 258. Olin, OLN, first quarter EPS $1.16 versus estimate $1.33. Republic Service Group, RSG, $1.24 versus estimate $1.13. SkyWest, first quarter EPS 45-cent loss versus 33-cent loss. US Steel, quarter one EPS 77 cents versus 65. Weyerhaeuser, WI, first quarter EPS 21 cents versus 11 cents. Into Technology, Media and Telecom, Intel, INTC, first quarter EPS loss 4 cents versus estimate 15 cents. Alteryx, AYX, shares down 13%. Quarter one EPS loss of 19 cents versus estimate 26. Cloudflare Net shares slid 25%. Quarter one EPS 8 cents versus estimate of 3 cents. Pinterest, PINS, shares down 13%. First quarter EPS 8 cents versus estimate of 2 cents. Snap shares off strong. Quarter one EPS 1 cent versus estimated loss of 1 cent. T-Mobile, TMUS, EPS of 158 versus 148. And there you have our earnings news. And now let's get off onto our charts. Share our screen here. And let's take a look what we got in the works here. So our personal consumption expenditures came in higher than were expected. They came in at 0.3%, but based on yesterday's GDP report, it was kind of expected they'll come in at 0.3% or better. And this looks like the Fed is going to raise rates again. We have increase in hourly earnings, which also hurt the outlook. So here's one of our leaders in earnings this morning, ExxonMobil. Let's take a look at our dollar. Once again, our page is not behaving. I'm going to stop the share, pause, figure. So we got our charts fixed. So let's just share our screen. Our dollar did a pop and drop. Popped up here earlier and now has dropped back. It's up only 0.05%, up 2 cents. Take a look at our yields. Our yields are dropping. They had a big bounce up yesterday. Now it's dropping back into the range. Take a look at our 20-year yield, dropping as well. This looks like we got a little gap down in our 20-year. Now the 1 to 3 year bonds, the bonds are up, so the yields are down slightly on our bonds. Gold is down, was down earlier and is bouncing back as the dollar has pulled back in. Take a look. Silver is bouncing back as well. So let's look at our Bitcoins. Is pulling back down 2.6% after a big move yesterday. Ethereum doing about the same. Let's see what some of our leaders are. Top financial group. Look at that move. Wouldn't you love to have that? 734% move. That is just incredible. Hong Kong-based online brokerage company. Royal Caribbean bouncing up. It's cleared some consolidation there above its 10 and 20 day, and it's bumping its head up against the 50-day right now. We'll see if it can clear that. Got LTH Lifetime Group. Looks like it's ready to break out, up 3.1%. Rollins up big on its earnings, increased 20%. Boston Scientific, it's trying to maintain its head above that breakout. We'll just see if can continue. Their earnings are up 21%. Cadence Design System, like their earnings were up. We had a huge sell-off on their earnings, trying to recoup that now. If my little handy calculator will work with me. So we got British Petroleum is up about 2%. And now let's see what's moving down. We had this in the news. Net down big time, down 26%. Alteryx, an analytic software company, down about 18%. Pinterest down about the same. Dendis Pharmaceutical down 7.3%. First Solar, which really missed their earnings, down 14.5%. Jinko Solar down 2.5%. They were down earlier on 102% earnings increase, and they're bouncing back. Amazon, which crushed their earnings, but everybody's worried about Amazon Web Services. So the 182% earnings increase, but they're really worried about losing customers on their web services. So I guess we're going to freeze a little bit here again. Sony is down 6%. So let's take a look at our oil. Oil is up a little over 1% today. 2% on natural gas, back above $7, down in the basement here, but we'll see if it can go anywhere. We got metals and mining, not really doing too much, kind of stuck below all of its moving averages. The energy sector is bouncing strongly off of its 20 and 50-day moving average, butting its head up against the 20. Take a look at our drillers. Drillers are doing about the same. They're unfortunately below all their moving averages. Utilities hanging tough. Real estate, interesting, real estate is bouncing up. Materials management is bouncing up. Look at our home builders. We got a little bit of a breakout here. Beazer Homes earnings coming out, yes, helped. Take a look at our biotech indexes. They're bouncing off of their 50 and 200-day moving average. And the other index is trying to do about the same. Our transportation index bouncing off after a pullback, but it's below all of its moving averages. Airlines bouncing up as well. Our semiconductor index is trying to recover. Technology is bouncing up slightly. Financials moving up slightly. It's bumping its head up against it. Looks like a declining 20-day moving average. This is financial services. And I was just looking for our software, which I have lost in the millennium here. Let's take a look at our industrials. Industrials are bouncing. The NASDAQ is remaining steady there after a big bounce yesterday. The VIX is trending lower right now. S&P 500 is remaining pretty strong here. And a little slight pullback here down to the 50-day moving average, and now is bouncing up. Whether it can get up to 420 or not is a big question. Got a little bit of overhead resistance here. The Dow Jones is bouncing as well. Take a look at our IWM and our banking, and they're bouncing as well. So everybody is bouncing right now after our earlier sell-off. So that's our report for today. Hope everybody has a great weekend. We're going to have a little bit of an educational report this weekend, and stay tuned for that. Hope everybody has a great weekend. This has been Mornings with Michael for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. Enjoy your weekend.